We got a couple inches of snow last night, and I'm gonna head out for a very close camping adventure with the purpose of just seeing what my diesel heater will do. I have a couple gallons of diesel and some extra cans, and then 1 gallon in the diesel heater right now. And this is just a testing trip. Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. I have been wanting to make a quick overnight trip to the Brush Creek Campground, which is just below the Keystone Dam, west of Tulsa. It is an Army Corps of Engineer campground. Just to the right of that building, that's the powerhouse area of the Keystone Hydroelectric Dam. You can see a big wide open area that's a parking lot. That is a day use area. And then the loops that you're seeing emerge at the bottom right of your screen. That's the campground we're headed to. I have reserved campsite number 9. I'm hoping that I can set up my tent in a way that I can use my power adapter to run the diesel heater. That way I can eliminate the function of the jackery integrating with the 10 amp output of the jackery versus the 12 amp draw of the H-Glory diesel heater. So we're just going to play with this. This will eliminate one variable to see if this is comfortable or not in my Gazelle tent. Restrooms are right over there. And Keystone Dam. I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but we'll get some drone shots later. And nice little picnic table for cooking. And yeah, nice spot. No deadfall. All looks pretty good. Trees are trimmed back. So I think we can just set up right here and be good to go. This is my first attempt to load the Gazelle on the back of my rack. Stayed secure. Everything about this worked. It did rest on the soft top, which I didn't like, but it worked. This is just a basic 8x12 plastic tarp from Tractor Supply. I try to put one down just to protect my equipment, but in the case of winter camping with snow, when I go to break down, it's going to give me a nice area without snow, without water, without drippage, to pack up my things and get out without a whole lot of drying and cleaning later. The tent that I'm going to try to heat this time is a Gazelle T4 hub tent. You know, it's promised in the advertisement that you can set this thing up in 90 seconds. That has never been my experience. I suppose if I had it memorized exactly, step by step, how to set up the Gazelle tent in 90 seconds, I could get there, but yeah, it takes me a little bit longer than 90 seconds to set this up. But I'm going to set it up just with a little bit of special features to it, just in case of the wind. You can see that the wind actually is a factor setting up this tent I don't know if it's just the location below the dam in this flat area, but I am going to use some front runner stratchets, and I'm going to put in some really good stakes into the icy ground. It is a frequent complaint about the Gazelle tent that the stakes are not good enough. I've just gone with some really good peg stakes, and I'm going to latch these stratchets right onto them to hold the Gazelle tent open. If you've ever been in the wind in this tent, you've been staked down, and you don't stake down and tie out the side walls, it can collapse on you. The least fun part for me as a short guy is to try to get the fly over the top, but I always get it. Set my thermometer out for a few minutes. Looks like it's about 39 out. The little bit of overhang at the front of my Gazelle tent I use for a place to get my shoes off. These are my favorite winter boots. They are Salomon Contra Grip boots. They are old. They have a Gore-Tex lining. I love them. I'm setting up the inside first with my Kilimanjaro cot. I really like the cot. My brother Brian recommended I blow the diesel heater underneath the cot to keep it warm. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to sleep on it without a pad and just see how his recommendation works. I do not recommend this cot, even though I like it. I have a spare one that I have to consistently harvest a new bottom brace from because the little plastic corners split. So I'm on my second split, so I'll be harvesting a new one from my broken cot when I get home from this trip. When you set up your diesel heaters, you need to make sure that the exhaust points downwards to drain out the water portion of the chemical reaction of the burn. I did watch one review on this diesel heater, and they said they had a lot of problem getting the heating duct to stay on. You know, I just held it on and clamped it right the way it was, and once you applied the clamp, it was fine. I did not spend a whole bunch of time trying to get the wires in the duct to go around the exit duct. Maybe that was the mistake that was made. This didn't have any problems, just tightened it up, and it stayed on. When first starting the diesel heater, you can tell it's a bit loud, but then it quiets down after the initial startup. I just ran my duct inside the back door of the Gazelle, put my zipper tight around it, and it was good to go. No, it was not too hot. No, it didn't melt my zipper. So it is 2:35. You can see where the diesel is at there. Just about full. Just give you a little walk around here. Since there was a electrical hookup, I just decided to plug in the diesel heater and just eliminate that one feature of the electrical output and coordination between the Jackery and the H. Calori, just to see how this functioned. But I'm just going to bring this down here close and let you hear. I watched one review of the H. Calori and they said it was loud, but I'm trying to figure that one out here. I've just using this campground as kind of a testing site during the cold weather, but it's actually kind of a nice campground. There are some walking trails inside the campground, the day use area, and then right across on the other side of the road there is the Two Rivers Trail. And so if you want to do a little hiking here, great stopover. Right across from me is a heated bathroom, so I don't have to worry about that at all tonight. That's actually kind of nice. You know, I brought my toilet just to use inside the Gazelle. Yeah, who's going to refuse a heated bathroom when you got it, right? So this, I'm eliminating so many variables for the performance of the diesel heater that, wow, just diesel heater problems today, right? Who wants to heat their tent anyway when you got a toilet in it? My setup time took me a little bit longer than anticipated, so I did not get to do the Two Rivers Trail as I had wanted to. I had some other plans for my time. This really is not a bad stop off. If you're just stopping somewhere in a recreational vehicle, there is an off-road vehicle park on the other side of the Arkansas River. There's the Two Rivers Trail. There's walking paths in the park here. It's not a bad stop. So I'm just sitting in here, all the windows closed. Feels pretty comfortable. I'm not going to measure the temperature yet. I just actually zipped up. It is 248 and I just have it on setting 1. It's blowing really warm air. I have the vent running underneath my cot to warm up my bed. It was my brother Brian's idea, and I thought, wow, that's pretty slick. So I'm gonna let this place warm up. I'm actually gonna launch a drone and show you around this area. It's the Brush Creek campground. There's also a day use area just below the dam, and I'm gonna launch a drone and take a look around. We're about down to 36 degrees right now. Definitely feels warm coming back in. I went out and looked at my fuel consumption. It's been running, it is about 352. It's been running on setting 1, very little consumption of diesel. I did bring my extra jug out. Maybe I'll top it off before bed. I'll just see where we're at. And I'm just going to settle in here and test the diesel heater and watch some continuing education and enjoy the warmth here.
And what the body does undergo is what's called a metabolic acidosis. So if you look at this chemical equation here, and this is the...
In the interest of time and completing some continuing education, I'm just going to make a simple backpacking meal and be done with it. Propane is my fuel of choice for the winter. Butane tends to freeze up as it comes out of the can. You're going to notice I do a lot of accommodations for the cooler weather with my clothing. Right now I have on a down puffy jacket as the temperatures have dropped. I have a synthetic base layer on, basically some running tights and a running top, and on top of that is fleece. I do have a fleece lined pair of hiking pants on, and then on top of that you can see the down puffy jacket. I have 2 layers of gloves on, both wool and then a wool hat. Those come and go to sort of relieve some heat as I get warm from moving around, and then as I get cold I put them back on, as in the video right now. So I'll mention that right now these are going to be in the description below. They will have some links. I don't make any money off these links. Just to clarify, this is a non-monetized channel. It's for fun. It is basically a family slideshow, and you're welcome to come and join the family. Sometimes it's probably boring. It's not the most exciting channel, and if you leave, that's okay. You're always welcome to come back. I'm doing a rice and chicken Mountain House adventure meal, just adding some hot water to it, and we're going to let it sit out here for a bit. It has gotten a little bit nippy, and I'm going to record about 23 degrees later tonight. It has dropped really quickly as that sun angle has gone down. My balaclava is now over my nose. I do always believe in being prepared, and my second backup for heat tonight is a hot water bottle. If I run out of diesel in the night, this will be my backup. I usually put it between my thighs next to the femoral artery so that it warms up and just radiates the heat out from that point. With the angle of the sun that low, it is really starting to get cold, and I'm going to top off my diesel heater tank, get ready for the night. One thing I did not do is shut my diesel heater off when I went to refuel, and I wonder if that was the safest thing to do. I did not blow myself up. I can tell you this, probably is best to put rubber gloves on when you refuel, because diesel stinks, and unless you like the smell of raw diesel on your hands, it's probably better to put some rubber gloves on when you do this. Hey, I'm getting ready to turn in here. It's about 25 degrees outside and about 50 degrees inside, and I got my 12-volt electric blanket running underneath me and the diesel heater running into the air here in the tent, so keep me warm. Good morning. I'm gonna get up here and pack up, maybe make a cup of coffee, maybe not. We'll just see how that air feels out there. Right now the temperature in here is 59, and stayed nice and warm last night. Outside is just about 23. I call this a very successful outing. 23 degrees isn't that cold for those of you that live in the Northwest, but in Oklahoma we don't have a very long bridge season that slowly tapers off from the hot temperatures down to cold temperatures. It changes suddenly. So getting out in incremental changes with lots of backup systems, hot water bottle, 12-volt electric blanket, it's my idea of adaptation, and we'll get there. I was able to get a total of 8 continuing education hours done yesterday and early this morning. So I'm pretty happy about that. It was actually a very useful time to see if that thing would work or not. It was fun. It was a very peaceful time out. I was kind of a little surprised. I thought there'd be more traffic noise at night because of the cold. I thought there would be a little more traffic on the dam, but apparently maybe the snow had some things shut down and people just weren't ready to go yet on Friday. So it was a good time.